there's a fellow out of the National University of Singapore, Kishore Mahbubani, and he's been an ambassador from Singapore to the US, and he's spoken at a number of Ivy League universities about specifically the graduate study level classes and preparing the grad students, which are the leaders of the future, for what's to come. As Asian countries, say India and China, continue to rise, the once prevalent decision-making power that was centralized in the West and Western parties at the decision-making table will no longer be the same, because the other folks will have just as much education or more and just as much economic and military resources. So they may not be listening in the same way. And the influence that the West once had is, as we've seen to some degree, waning. And as a leader, and this is why I love these kinds of conversations with executives and strategic thinkers, because I'm sure that is somewhere in your thinking. Like, we're actually doing a service to folks to help them embrace diversity, because it is the future.
Now, yeah, actually, diversity, we are in a multicultural era today. And the one thing I love to tell my clients is, ethnicity, our cultural background, the language we speak, where we were born, these are all things that inform our identity. But going back to that sense of hybrid identity, because the world is borderless, and travel before, the pandemic, people would often live or work in more than one country before they came to Canada, right? So it's not uncommon to have, in my family, I'm Filipino Canadian, it's not uncommon in my family to see someone who's from the Philippines but lived in Dubai, worked in Saudi Arabia, and now lives in Canada. And so, is that person, what label would you apply to that experience? And I feel like the labels are challenging. Like you say, they will evolve. But I have one label that I love to use, which is a citizen of the world, or a global citizen. Because in the sense that I'm Filipino, but I love Jamaican food, and I grew up eating pierogies in Alberta.
I love it.
So I am a global citizen, and that is what makes me unique. And for brands who understand that their customers are global citizens, they will begin to forget, they will begin to break down those stereotypes or these boundaries that they sometimes have, that every community is homogenous. It's absolutely the opposite. Communities are diverse and multicultural and not homogenous. And so if the sooner brands can embrace this thinking in their business, in their hiring, and in their marketing, the better their business will be, because diversity is good for business.